No, Lauren. Sí, no.
Welcome back live to Perspectives, and I'm your host, Ashley Burgess. Tonight I'm going to be talking about bringing the old school ways of life back. Bringing the old school ways of doing things back. You know, I think we've gotten away from what really matters. I feel that we have walked away from the important stuff in life. I think a lot of times we text for everything. Every single thing in our life, we text about. We text about, are you going to the store? Are you going to be at the Halloween party? Better yet, we text about funerals. We text about absolutely anything. We text about making major plans. People even text others about marriage plans, what have you. We text, we're out of control. And I think it's time to bring back the good old phone call. Pick up the phone and make the call. And you know, the reason why I believe that the old school phone call applies so much more now in 2015, 2016 than ever before is that it honestly means more. It just means more. Think about it. It really means a lot because nowadays when you actually pick up the phone and call, guess what? People go, whoa, Ashley really went out of the way. You didn't have to go out of your way to call me. I mean, think about how weird people get when they accidentally dial. You know, nowadays we call somebody and it's like we're putting them out. Like, oh God. Yeah, I really hope she doesn't get really pissed off that I called. I hope she answers. I wonder if she's avoiding my call. You know, the other thing about calling is that we get more accomplished. Think about it. Same path, but he was filming a TV show at the time, so I was just like, hey, see you soon. Can't wait for the party. Oh, me too. Well, I get out there, and my friends all get out there, and I was thinking we were doing it on Friday night for misunderstandings, right? On anything. On birthday parties, on trips, on work. I mean, it's amazing how awesome it is when we pick up the phone and make a call. Because there's certain things you don't really want to write down in an email. There's certain things that you really don't want to write down in an email. And there's also a length of an email that's okay. A novel is not okay. A novel is not okay. And sometimes, in order to say 5 minutes of a dialogue, that is the size of a novel when it comes to email. Because you know how it is when you pull up an email on your phone. Even if you have the 6 Plus, even if you have the 6 Plus iPhone, those emails can look so long because you're having to scroll up through the whole thing. You're like, my God, how much did they write? Like, what do they think this is? I mean, this is an email, for God's sakes. I mean, they're totally taking advantage of my time here. This is absolutely unbelievable. And we all feel that way. We all feel that way because we're like, what is this about? What is going on? How could they be so thoughtless of our time? They don't ever give a crap about my time. They never have and they never will. They don't even know what I do for a living. A little extreme, but yes, you get the point. I think also with the phone, because, you know, I'm a therapist. I'm a licensed therapist, and when I'm a therapist, I do actually accept Skype and phone calls. And there are some therapists nowadays that are actually accepting texting, and I refuse to do that for several reasons. One, you don't have an ability to get a sense of an emotional state or well-being from a client on a text. Words on a text do not specify emotional well-being. Also, people that text a lot in these situations, there are lag times. There's a lot of changing of the mind, but also there's a consistent texting. And I believe that in therapy, like anything else, there's a time and a place, and it's not all day and all night. It's a consistent time and place. And what I've realized that when I use the phone, I get a good sense of a client's emotional state. because I can hear the inflections in their voice. I can hear pauses. I can understand little nuances that spell out situations and thought processes to me that I could not do on a text message. I'm able to understand better where they're coming from. And it's not just to do with clients. So think about it. We're not, it's not just all about clients. It's not just all about the client and the therapy. It's about your friends, your family, your coworkers. I mean, it was so funny. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier today, actually, and they had gotten some sort of respiratory type infection thing, and I was kind of laughing because before when we had talked on the phone, I had said that he might actually be allergic to his job, and I was going to make a joke about that on text, like maybe you're allergic to that, just like everybody else is. But I knew that would sound kind of like, would it sound funny on a text? Would it be funny on a text? And so when we talked on the phone earlier, I told him, he was laughing out loud, laughing out loud, which was hilarious. But, they were like, oh, I totally would have gotten it on a text. But even if they got where I was coming from, it wouldn't have been as funny. And, the delivery wouldn't be there. With the texting, you really miss out on the delivery. There really is no delivery. I mean, you can send a funny text at a certain time after you see somebody, but there's no proper delivery. You can't be an expert comedian in the fact of texting. You're not going to do that well. Some people are going to get it. Some people aren't even going to understand what the heck are you even trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Some people aren't even going to understand. They're going to be like, that's not funny at all. How dare her talk about my mother like that? Seriously, it can be completely misunderstood and misconstrued. Can put you in the hot seat, or it can just get you unliked. The next old school facet, old school. Bring in old school back, baby. Whoop, 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 whoop. We're going to bring old school back. The next thing we're going to do is the stuff that only urban legends are made out of now. Only urban legends talk about the handwritten letter. The handwritten letter, the letter that you handwrite on some sort of cardstock, some sort of correspondence stock, and you use cursive a lot, not always. And I found out that they don't teach cursive in class in school anymore. Did you know that? Did you know that? I did not know that. I did not know that they do not teach cursive anymore. Most of the kids in public schools can't even take their books home, much less teach cursive. And so let's bring back this urban legend of the handwritten letter. I think that the handwritten letter is almost than almost anything. There's only one other thing that means more, and I'll talk about that later on here. But this is a big time deal because it expresses gratitude. It expresses caring, loving, concern, happiness. It expresses the fact that you cared enough to give a shit, right? You gave a shit to get the damn letter in the mail, and you cared about it, and it says something. And I'm not always good with birthdays, I'll tell you that. And so sometimes I'm a little delinquent when it comes to that. But I'm talking about not just necessarily holidays, okay? I'm talking about the handwritten letter just to say, hey, I was thinking about you. Or, hey, thanks a lot for doing that for me. Or, hey, you're a good person and I just want to say hi. Because it's a surprise element, right? It's the element of surprise that people are not really thinking is going to be there. I mean, think about it. Last time you opened the mailbox and a handwritten letter that was a personal letter to you came in the mail. And I just got one 2 days ago from a friend of mine. An Orvis coupon for $25. That's pretty good. On a $50 purchase. That's not bad. That's not bad. I'll have to use that or give that to somebody that will use it. And then there was, in the midst of those things, I mean, I could not believe it, was a little card. And it had my name on it. And it had my name on it and my office address and a stamp. And I literally looked at my client at the time and I said, hey, do you mind waiting 1 second? I'm going to open this up. And I opened it up. And I pulled out the card. And on the front was this gold and black pattern, which was really cool. It had like polka dots and it said, thank you. Fairs and all that kind of stuff. My dad loves those. My mom, on the other hand, loves the ones like this. And she loves shows about, finding purpose and honesty and clarity in your life. But it's so sweet. She sends the cutest little cards. And you know what she uses on them? Stickers. She puts the cutest little stickers on the outside of the card. And it is adorable. It's adorable. It's these cute little stickers, like little birds and like little birds chirping, or like a little robin, or like a little crane smiling, saying hi. Those kind of things. It's adorable. It's absolutely adorable. Maybe she uses like the Muppets sometimes, because she knows I'm a big Kermit fan. Yes, I like Kermit. I do like Kermit. I mean, Miss Piggy's cool, but I'm a big Kermit fan. And I have Kermit's right here on my... She's going to run for the Condo Association board because I believe that was a good thing for me to do. Like I had any extra time. Only on the air 13 hours a week, plus I'm a therapist and writing a 4th book right now, and I think I'm doing the 80-hour work week, but so I ran. I should never have listened to any of those people, by the way. Never listen to those people. But that's okay, and God bless some of them. God bless all of them, but some of them, man, I didn't realize they were just setting me up for failure. So anyway, I put my name in the basket to run, and I sent out my bio. And I wrote handwritten letters to all of the neighbors to let them know that I was running and I would really appreciate their vote. And if there was anything that I could do to help them right now with anything that's going on in their unit, I would definitely be there to help. So I gave out all these letters and I put them in the mailbox, or I gave them to the front desk lady. And they were dispersed, and they were water resistant, and she had all these papers and stuff like that. And I saw inside there, my handwritten letter was saved. And even though she hadn't voted for me because the guy that was running was her best friend for over 12 years, she still saved the card. That tells you directly that no matter what, a handwritten letter means more than almost anything to anyone. And I'm not just saying the one that you write and you hand over to somebody. I'm talking about the one that you got to mail. And I don't know why that is, but it's just like the thought process. You had to go out of your way to mail the letter. And I think it's because it's more novel. It's a novel concept now because it's not every day. It's a novel concept. It's kind of like chivalry. It's kind of like chivalry. It really is, because it's like the knight in shining armor. It's like, there you are. You're the letter writer in shining armor, and there you are, and you put that in there, and they get it several days later, and it's just so unexpected. It's so unexpected, and it's so just amazing because it brings people's spirits up. It reminds them that people care. And it also, a handwritten letter really does work. If a lady that didn't even vote for me for the Condo Association kept my letter 7 to 8 months later, there's something to be said about that. And she's not a whole popover. The stopping by. I mean, remember back in the day when you would just drive over to a friend's house and be like, what up? We're here, we're hanging, we're funning, we're having a great time, this is a blast, woo! And people be so happy, they'd be like, man, I'm so glad he stopped by, that made my